We all know the feeling of being pulled back by invisible chains. You decide to make a change, but end up repeating the exact same destructive routines day after day. Whether it's reaching for junk food, lighting up a cigarette when stressed, late-night scrolling, procrastination, or overspending your paycheck. Breaking these cycles requires stopping the sudden, massive lifestyle overhauls. Instead, we are going to use Kaizen, a Japanese philosophy of continuous microscopic improvements, to build a practical exit strategy. To make this work, we are going to build your personalized 5-step Kaizen action plan. Pause this video, grab a pen and a blank piece of paper, because you need to build this plan alongside me right now. Writing out a physical, step-by-step plan immediately separates the passive act of listening from the physical act of committing. It forces your brain to process the philosophy into concrete action. Methodical. For step 1, write down the specific habit you want to break. Don't write down a vague goal like stop eating junk. Pinpoint the exact behavioral chain, like eating an entire bag of chips at 10 p.m. while watching TV. Step 2 is where we apply the core Kaizen principle of continuous improvement. This means getting better by tiny increments consistently over time. People fail because they overcommit. Trying to jump from a terrible diet directly into a low-carb, strict fasting regimen causes instant burnout. We have to take that intimidating goal and compress it down to a fraction of its size. This is your micro-promise, a commitment so small it takes almost zero effort. If you want to fix your diet, write down your Step 2 micro-promise as drink 1 glass of water every morning. Drastically reducing the scope of the goal bypasses your brain's natural resistance to change. You make the initial action so small that it becomes virtually impossible to fail. Step 3 applies the Japanese philosophy of 80% capacity to your routine. Instead of pushing for perfection, you aim for moderation. Setting strict, absolute deprivation rules creates severe mental friction. If you ban a behavior entirely, the resulting cravings often trigger a relapse. Write down an 80% boundary for your habit. Give yourself a practical limit rather than an absolute ban. Now we have to deal with the psychological reality of habit building. At some point, you will slip up. Write down Step 4, the imperfection principle. Give yourself explicit, written permission to fail. When you break your rule, you must reject the urge to feel disappointed. Guilt breaks momentum. Look at this calendar tracker. A missed day must be immediately followed by a green checkmark. Maintaining this rapid recovery prevents spiraling. By watching this pattern repeat over weeks, you see an isolated slip-up does not ruin your overall progress. The imperfection principle ensures that a single missed day remains a minor deviation. It keeps the focus on the overall mathematical trend of your progress. This brings us to the 5th and final step, establishing the do-your-best attitude. Write down your commitment to endurance. This is your personal agreement to simply do your best to get back on track whenever you drift. But a personal agreement is easy to break in private. We need an external accountability mechanism to cement the plan. Direct. Take a photograph of your completed physical Kaizen plan and send it to a trusted friend or a family group chat right now. Sharing your explicit goals with people you respect creates positive social pressure. You are now accountable to a group that expects you to follow through. This external accountability makes it harder to return to old habits in secret. When you align your actions with the standards you've publicly set, you stop being someone who is trying to change and start being someone who follows a specific protocol. Look at the piece of paper in front of you. You now possess a functional system. You have identified a specific target, established a micro-promise, set practical limits, created a failure allowance, and secured external accountability. Your final instruction is to execute your micro-promise right now. Drink that glass of water or put your phone in the other room before you do anything else. Take that step forward. Breaking invisible chains is not achieved through a singular heroic event. It is the result of the steady, daily accumulation of these small finished tasks.